Okay, let's get right into this deep dive. That Mumbai Indians versus Gujarat Titans clash at the Wankhede. Wow, what a thriller. A real cagey affair, wasn't it? Went right down to the wire.
Absolutely. You could really feel the tension, couldn't you?
Nice.
Especially towards the end.
For sure. And the stakes were high.
Yeah.
GT looking to nail down that top two spot.
And MI hunting for their 7th win in a row. Incredible run they were on.
Yeah, exactly. And then you throw in the rain interruptions.
Yeah.
Just added to the whole drama.
Oh, definitely. Seemed like every time a team got some momentum, the covers came on. Kept everyone guessing.
It really did. But yeah, as we know, Gujarat Titans got the win. By 3 wickets, DLS method in the end.
That's right. Chasing a revised target, 147 in 19 overs. A huge result for them.
Massive. Puts him right at the top of the table. Okay, so rewind a bit. GT won the toss, chose to bowl. Thoughts on that?
Made sense, I think. Wonky, we think high scores, but batting first there this season, it's been a bit tricky.
Yeah, not the usual run fest we expect sometimes.
Exactly. It hasn't quite played like that consistently.
And MI's innings kind of reflected that, didn't it? 155 for 8 in their 20.
It did. The Will Jacks, he played really well for his 50.
Yeah, 53 off 35. Looked good. And that partnership with Suryakumar Yadav.
Crucial. 71 runs.
Yeah.
Suryakumar chipped in with a quick 35 off 24, too. That really gave them a platform.
It did, after maybe a slightly shaky start.
Right. And then later on, Corbin Bosch, hit a few lusty blows. 27 off 22.
Couple sixes in there, yeah. Pushed him over on 50.
Exactly. Vital runs at the death. But you still felt GT's bowlers, especially the spinners, really pulled it back.
Sai Kishore, yeah. He was the pick. 2 wickets.
He bowled really well. But it's funny, GT actually dropped, 3 catches early on?
Yeah, in the power play. Could have been very different.
Could have been really costly. But credit to Rashid Khan and Sai Kishore, they really squeezed MI in those middle overs.
They did. That's where the momentum shifted, I thought. MI went from, 97 for 2.
The 113 for 6.
Okay.
Proper collapse. The
Yeah.
pressure just took.
You could see the flow just completely stop. That was a big turning point in the first innings, for sure.
Definitely. Okay, so GT's chase. Gill and Sai Sudharsan opened up.
And Sudharsan got out cheaply, which is rare for him this season.
Very rare. He's been so consistent. So then Jos Buttler comes in at 3.
Interesting move. Maybe bringing in that experience alongside Gill.
Yeah, likely the plan.
Yeah.
Stabilize things.
Yeah.
But then, as we said, the rain. It just kept interrupting things.
Exactly. Hard to build any rhythm. I remember the first break came just after Ashwani Kumar got Rashid Khan's wicket.
Right. But then Coetzee smashed a couple of 4s straight after, didn't he?
He did, and then the rain came again. Felt like every time someone grabbed the initiative.
Down came the rain.
Yeah.
But those boundaries from Coetzee were actually pretty important. Kept GT ahead on DLS at that point.
Ah, right. The Duckworth-Lewis-Stern stuff always adds another layer in these games.
It does. But after that restart, Jasprit Bumrah.
Wow. Oh, man. He was incredible. Just turned the game completely.
2 absolute peaches. Bold Gill, then Shahrukh Khan, inside edge onto the stumps, vintage Bumrah.
And Trent Boult got Rutherford, too, around that time. Suddenly, GT were wobbling.
Seriously wobbling. They looked like they were cruising, then Bumrah happens, and suddenly MI are right back in it. What a spell.
Fantastic fight back, but wouldn't you know it, more rain?
Yep, the second proper break GT needed, was it 49 off 36 balls?
Yeah, Gill and Rutherford were there, and like you said, ahead on DLS.
Right. But play did resume, and it came down to that final over. 15 needed off 6 balls. The tension.
Must have been immense in the ground. Deepak Chahar bowling the over, Tuwatia and Coetzee batting.
You just knew something was going to happen. It's twice your time.
Well, first ball, Tuwatia hits a 4. Great start for GT.
Perfect start. Then a single. Okay, 10 needed off 4 balls. Manageable.
Then Coetzee gets hold of 1. Sails over long off for 6. Massive hit.
Huge. Game swinging back to GT. But hang on.
The umpire's arm. No ball. Chahar overstepped.
Unbelievable drama.
Yeah.
6 runs and a free hit. The noise must have been incredible.
So, free hit. Tuwatia gets a single. Scores level. 1 needed off 2 balls.
Just 1 run. Surely GT have got this.
But Chahar strikes back. Gets Coetzee a caught. Namandir takes the catch. Coetzee went for the big finish. Top-edged it.
What an over. So 1 run needed, 1 ball left. And Arshad Khan walks out. Talk about pressure.
Insane pressure, but fair play to him. He got bat on ball.
Yeah, hit it towards mid-off. They had to run hard.
Super tight single. And the throw missed the stumps.
It did. Bit of chaos there. The fielder missed the direct hit, and Chahar wasn't quite in position to back up and maybe get the run out of the bowler's end either.
Just scrambled home. GT went off the last ball. Incredible finish.
And you can't forget, Chahar bowled that no ball earlier in the over, too. Just piled on the pressure. An over that had absolutely everything.
It really did. So looking back at the whole game, what stands out as the key moments for you? The real turning points?
Well, that MI middle overs collapse has to be one. They had a decent platform.
Yeah, Jackson Suryakumar set it up nicely.
But the spinners, Rashid and Kishore, just choked them. That really cost MI maybe 15, 20 runs, you feel.
Definitely. And then, obviously, Bumrah's spell after the rain.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Single-handedly dragged MI back into contention when GT looked comfortable. That was world-class bowling.
And then, well, that whole final over, the drama, the six, the no ball, the wicket.
And Arshad Khan holding his nerve on that final ball. That takes some doing. Ultimate decider, really.
Absolutely. Now, there was a bit of chatter online afterwards, wasn't there, about the player of the match. Gill got it.
Yeah, I saw that. And look, Gill got 43, took 3 catches, which is decent.
But the strike rate, 93 off 46 balls.
Exactly. And that kind of chase, that's quite slow, puts pressure elsewhere. And you saw people arguing for Coetzee, maybe, for his runs and economical bowling.
Yeah, or maybe Rutherford, even Rashid for his tight spell.
Right. There were definitely other candidates. Coetzee's 6 in the last over was massive, too. It just shows, sometimes the highest scorer isn't necessarily the most impactful player, especially in T20.
I even saw some stats floating around, like Crisinfo's MVP list apparently had Coetzee ranked higher, and some comments about maybe some commentator bias.
Yeah, well, these awards can be subjective, can't they? Different people value different things. A quick cameo under pressure versus a slower anchor innings. It sparks debate.
True. It just highlights how many players actually had a big say in such a close game.
Definitely. Shifting slightly, there were some fines handed out, too, weren't there? Code of conduct stuff.
Yeah, Hardik Pandya copped a pretty hefty one for the slow over rate.
That's right. INR, 24 lakhs. It was their second offense this season, so the fine jumps up.
And the rest of the MI team got fined, too, playing XI and subs.
Yep, either 6 lakh or 25% of their match fee, whichever was less. It's a big focus, keeping those over rates up.
And Ashish Nehra, the GT coach, he got fined as well.
Yeah, 25% of his match fee and a demerit point. Level 1 offense, something about the spirit of the game, apparently.
Interesting. So, okay, beyond the players and fines, what about the strategic decisions? Anything stand out?
Well, giving Chahar that last over, with 15 to defend, that's a tough ask.
Especially given the pressure, yeah. You wonder if there are other options considered.
Maybe. It's always easy in hindsight, of course.
Yeah.
But it felt like a gamble.
And then that final ball, the missed run out.
Yeah, a combination of things, wasn't it? The throw wasn't perfect from Hardik.
And Chahar maybe wasn't quick enough backing up. Suryakumar wasn't quite there either. Tiny margins.
Tiny margins that decide games like these. And going back further, those dropped catches by GT early on.
Oh, yeah, the 3 in the power play. Imagine if they'd taken those. MI might have struggled to get near 150.
Could have completely changed the game. Those early errors, you just can't afford them. But they got away with it this time.
So, big picture then. What does this result mean for the league standings?
Massive for Gujarat. Like we said, propels them to the top, really strengthens their bid for that all-important top 2 finish, gives you that second chance in the playoffs.
Crucial. And for Mumbai?
Ends that great winning run, and they slip down to 4th. Suddenly, the playoff race looks even tighter. Huge implications for the other teams battling around that 4th spot.
Every game feels massive now, doesn't it?
Absolutely. This was just a brilliant example of that. A truly captivating match, right down to the very, very last ball. Twists, turns, couldn't take your eyes off it.
You really couldn't. And for GT, what a way to potentially seal that top spot. Showed real nerve.
They did, especially holding on in that crazy final over. But for MI, those small errors will sting.
Yeah, the no ball, the missed run out, maybe that final over choice. Tiny things in such a close game proved so costly.
It really underlines the whole unpredictable nature of T20, doesn't it? How one tiny mistake, one moment of brilliance, one decision under pressure can flip everything.
It really does. And it makes you think, heading into the playoffs now, which teams are really going to handle that pressure cooker best? Because that's often what separates the winners from the rest.
That's the big question, isn't it? Who holds their nerve when it matters most? We'll soon find out.